Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Um, I had to take a little break for dinner, and it's starting to get cold down here in the old basement. So, put a little jacket on here. As I'm continuing through this process of analyzing teams and giving my projections, the AL Central actually turned out to be very interesting. Um, with the new rule changes and everything else, that actually favors some teams that I wasn't expecting, like the Twins. It it's very interesting the way everything came out. Now I kind of explained where I got the uh, the stats I'm pulling for um, whether the new rules are going to help or hurt a team, depending on whether they're more of a pitching team or more of a hitting team. Now I think the new rules again favor hitting teams. But I didn't tell you where I was pulling the stats for the the uh, the war and getting all of the other stats that I'm looking at. Really, I'm just looking at the war, um, and kind of eyeballing those how friendly a park is to uh, a team versus you know the the away team, or not the away team, but a pitching team versus a batting team. Um, But there's a site called fangraphs.com, and that has it's a roster resource, has a depth chart. That's where I'm pulling the moves. And I really wanted to see those player moves versus everything else kind of staying the same, and the players that are still on the team this year. I mean, generally you get what you got the year before. There's rarely any change unless you're a little lucky. Now, again, that's why they play the games in the season. But here we are. So, without further ado, let me get into this, as this is actually a very interesting one. Now, the Royals, I think, improve by about 4 games. They finished dead last, and I really don't see anything in the current rosters or moves that they made to really change that too much. Yeah, they're going to pull a little closer to the Tigers, who once again will be in fourth place, about 6 games ahead. They're going to be kind of. I know they finished like 1 game ahead, but the Tigers actually made some moves. Looks like they're starting to rebuild and get some talent in there, but it's not going to be enough really to change too much. Now, the shocker is coming now. The White Sox, um, I don't think really improved that much. So I think they dropped to third in this division. So, with all that being said, I actually think the Twins take this division, but it's going to be close. It's going to be neck and neck. In fact, I had these two teams actually tied at the end of the season. So, I mean, if there's a 1 game playoff at the end of the season between the Indians and the Twins, it's not necessarily unexpected. Um, but I did give the nod to the Twins because of the rule change and how hitters are going to have a little bit more of an advantage. Their their stadium, their team tends to favor a little bit more on the hitting side. So that's why I gave them the 1 game win. They win the division. So it's Twins, Cleveland, Chicago White Sox, Tigers, and then Royals. And that's it for this one. They're going to get shorter and sweeter. On to the um, AL. In that first video, I said AL East, didn't I? And it was the AL West. We're going to do the AL East now with the Yankees, Red Sox, and all of those guys. I'll come back after I've made some more calculations and know where things are going to stand for those teams. See you in a bit. Oh, and everyone be good to each other.